Well, good evening everybody and welcome to Goodwin Oxford Stadium for our last Spires meeting of the season, and as news broke recently, the last Spires meeting for what could be a very, very long time. So we're here tonight, we're welcoming playoff finalists Leicester Lions. They've done exceptionally well to get themselves into that playoff final, and they've got two massive meetings to come, having already got the knockout cup in the bag. But in terms of Oxford, it is our last meeting at home for the Spires this season. They're going to be looking to go out on a high, try and get a victory to finish off their season, which has been a very difficult campaign, but that's the driver, that's what they're going to be trying to do tonight. So let's head up into the pits. I can see Peter Schroeck. Let's try and get a word with the team managers. Obviously, there's still no Eric Riss. He's out for us this tonight, as he has been recently. I think Pete's running away from me as we speak. So let's head in. I'll just grab a quick word with Peter if I can. Peter, can I just get a really quick, how you doing? You okay?
Good, mate, thank you. Yeah.
Last one of the season. Been a tricky season, but nice to race for Oxford this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been enjoying it. So yeah. So it's a bit like, it is what it is, isn't it?
It's a funny one. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's been tricky. It's been difficult. But it's great to see the club come back and try to do the three leagues. It's a big thing to run three teams, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it must be like a bit of a hustle sometimes to really get everything together. But fair play. I do well. I think they do well for it. And again, the track has always been prepared right and good when we came here. So I'm going to be missing coming here again.
And for you personally, I know potentially not with Oxford in the top division, but would you like to come back next year in the top league?
Yeah, I would like to. See what happens. But I've been enjoying it.
Brilliant. Great stuff, Peter. Thank you for your time. Yeah, good luck tonight. So Peter, he's obviously had a bit of time out of the sport, came back in this year and has done well. I know he finds himself at reserve, bit hit or miss at times, but always gives 100%. Let's see who else we can see. Peter Schroeck ran off on me, so I can't find Peter. Let's have a wander up and we'll see who we can get to speak to. I can see Luke. I can see Mr. Killeen. So let's grab a quick word with Luke. Obviously been announced in the Speedway Nations 2 for Team GB. Popular man, as you can imagine. I'll just try and grab him. Luke, can I grab you for 2 seconds? Sorry to interrupt. How's things, buddy? You well?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Speedway Nations 2, must be delighted.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a great opportunity, and I'm proud to represent my country. Yeah,
it's absolutely awesome. When I saw your name on the list, I think most people will say it's deserved. Let's talk tonight. Last Spires meeting. It's been a tough season, but for yourself, you've grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, I think I'm battling more. I think one of the biggest differences this season has been my starts. And I've changed some equipment as well, and it's helped me attack the track a bit better. So I'm able to mix it, although the points aren't always showing. I think I managed to always make one little mistake, which in this league, you always throw points doing one little mistake. So I'm definitely feel I'm improving, and just the points aren't quite showing.
Still a few meetings to go across the Cheetahs, and obviously tonight. Do you start thinking about next season yet, or do you just focus on getting this one out of the way and then start to plan?
Yeah, I think I'm still just focusing on this season. Obviously now with Torren popping up, that's a huge thing. I don't have time to think about anything else at the moment. So it's flat out this weekend. We've got a bit of a long weekend, 4 and 5 days, and then I've got 2 days to build 2 more new bikes, and then jump in the van Wednesday morning and go to Torren.
And score big.
That's the plan. I'll make sure it happens.
Good man. Nice one, Luke. Good luck tonight.
Cheers.
You're a ledge. See you, buddy. Top man. I'll just see if I can. Mitch, I'm not going to stop you doing what you're doing. Just congratulations on selection for Australia.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to be able to take on this role in Torren.
Did I see you got the captain for that as well?
Yeah, we got the number 1 for the team. The captain is James Pearson, which is much expected as he's been doing it for a few years. So the experience helps a lot.
And getting some rides in the top flight for Oxford as well this season, that must have helped when you're coming up against those top flight riders.
Yeah, it's unreal. Every meeting we're learning more and more, and just gaining that experience to go on to next week and hopefully make the best experience possible.
And just here tonight, throwing a few spanners around?
Yeah, that's it. Eric's average has moved to number 1, who I was guesting for before, so it's a big role to take on, but just trying to keep around it and keep at it, watching more Speedway, and I love doing it. So
top man, and we love you doing it as well. Cheers, Mitch. All the best. We'll catch you soon. Fantastic. Here he is, just quickly. Peter, can I grab you for literally 1 second?
How you doing?
I'm all right. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Talk to me. So tough season, hard season, but let's end on a high.
That's what it is there for. It's like real mixed feelings about it, you know, because we worked really hard to get the Spires going over the last couple of years, but here's what it is. You have to deal with it.
And I tell you what, those in the know how difficult it is to run 3 sides. And to pitch a team in the top league is so difficult to do, isn't it?
But the sad thing is, on paper, it was a great team. You know?
Still is.
It is, you know, and it just didn't happen for us. And unfortunately, somebody has to come last. And, well, we weren't even last.
We weren't last.
Right, so we're there. But, you know, but obviously Speedway's going in a different direction, you know, and hopefully the right decisions are being made. But we had to make the right decision for Oxford Speedway because you know itself, at Swindon, what happened to you, you know, we need to take control again and work with what we know. And you know, and the level what we worked on, we've done really well, you know. So and it gives you more options. So so we decided to go down that route and stick to it. And yeah, but I want the boys to have a good meeting tonight. I would love to win it, you know. That's why I brought Richard in, but unfortunately he's got family commitment.
I was just going to ask that. So he's an R&R now, is he?
So he's an RR. So between you and me, I did try last minute, try to get Scotty in because that would have been great for the fans. But unfortunately, that didn't work out, you know. So I decided, well, you know, by the time we chase around, we go RR, give the boys an extra ride, and see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Well, congratulations. It's difficult, I know, but you always put your heart and soul into it. We can see that. Sometimes I want to give you a big hug. Sometimes I do give you a big hug. So let's go out with a bang tonight.
That's what we're trying to do. And in all honesty, I mean, thanks for everybody who supports us, even the ones who every week like try to you know, put a noose around my neck, you know. I appreciate it, you know. At the end of the day, it's sport and we're all passionate about it, but it wasn't for the lack of trying, you know, that's for sure. So let's just get on with it. And listen, we still got Speedway's going in a different direction as a whole by the looks of it, and hopefully it's for the better. So, and we want to be part of that, so we're protecting what we know, what we're doing, and go from there.
Brilliant. Good man tonight. Good luck.
Cheers.
Talk to you in a bit. Brilliant. Always the same, win, lose or draw. He's still got that bit of bounce in his step, and like he said, at times it's been incredibly difficult. So let's just wander up and see if we can't grab a couple of words with a couple of the Leicester boys just to get their take. See if we can grab a word with Ryan a moment. Sorry, Mr. Howe, if I could just step in. Ryan, how are you, buddy? You well?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Nice to see you. Great season. You've got 2 more big ones to come.
That's it. It's a little extra practice here tonight, but we'll still want to do a job. But yeah, really looking forward to it now. Obviously, last year made the final and couldn't go all the way, so yeah, we're looking to go that one step further.
Is that kind of how you look at tonight? As in, it's a practice because you're there, you've done the business, and it's not an inconvenience of a meeting, but there's nothing on it apart from a few quid.
Yeah, that's it. It's another payday, and yeah, obviously we'd still like to win, but we test some equipment, and I've got an engine back from service that I wouldn't usually ride here, but it's one for Leicester, so bed it in a little bit and hopefully get it good for next week or couple of weeks.
I was going to say that. Do you get to this time of the season and you're still trying different things and still trying to test?
Always trying to be better, but yeah, I've got this most of the time at Leicester and it's fresh from service, and sometimes they come back a little bit stronger than before service, so it'd be nice just to get some laps on it, and hopefully it's prime condition for when we need it best.
Yeah, good man. And just on tonight, is this a track you like?
Can be. I've had some good meetings here and some average ones, obviously.
No bad ones though?
No bad ones, so it's important to get out at the start like most tracks, so we'll concentrate on that and see where we end up.
Dougie, top man. Have a great one tonight. Thank you, buddy. I'll just see if we can't find Stewart DICKSON before they head out for the track walk. Yeah, I can just see him at the top. Let's just quickly head up. Get a real quick one with Stewart. We're literally covering the whole of the pits tonight here. Stewart, am I right to grab you for one moment? How are you, my good man?
Right. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. How are you looking at tonight? Is it a training exercise? Is it a morale boosting exercise? What is it? What's the mindset?
Certainly is not a training exercise. Here to win, here to get the 3 points on offer. I think the riders only know one way to ride. You know yourself, if they start taking it easy and stuff like that, that's how accidents happen. I think they just go flat out, that's what they do. I mean, I watched Max Fricke on Monday night, and I said to him the last lap at Leicester, I said, you're 30 yards in front of you. He said, but I can only ride one way. So I think it'll be the same answer tonight. Expect a tough meeting. Track looks all right. I've just arrived 7 hours for Glasgow, record time, and we'll just get ready for the track walk. No, but we're here to win. Yeah.
You drove all this way to talk to me. So it's been an amazing season. You've already won Cup. You've got the big ones to come. You must be so pleased with the boys, regardless of what happens in that final. To this point, it's been exceptional, but it can go so much better.
You're right, it's been very good. We won the Knockout Cup as well for the first time in the top league, and obviously going to win the double. No, it'll be difficult, but it's one of those that you don't want injuries now, Lee, sort of thing, so we want all the riders to come through the night unscathed, sort of thing. I know there's other meetings in the Championship with playoffs and that. My main concern is obviously Leicester meeting, sort of thing, but you just hope that they're all here, everything's okay. Do Oxford have a full team tonight, no?
Rider replacement number 1, no Richard Lawson.
So my phone call with Richard Lawson did work this morning. Okay. As a wee joke, I never done that, okay? No, thanking you, all right?
Top man, have a great night tonight and good luck for the rest of the season. So there you go, phone call. No, you didn't make a phone call. Brilliant, there we go. Great takes from both sides. It's a meeting, it's Speedway, 4 riders going full. They're not going to give anything other than 100%. So let's hope it's a cracking meeting. Indeed we do. Hope it's a cracking meeting. We are ROWE Motor Oil Premiership, and it's a fixture even though that final is already set. We know Ipswich are there, we know that Leicester are there. We've still got to fulfil these fixtures. There's another one up the road at Sheffield tonight as they entertain Ipswich. So yeah, this is round 2 of these 2 meeting. It is the Spires, it is the Lions. It's been a dry day. It's a lovely day here, to be honest. The weather's been good. It's allowed for some nice track prep. And I think all things are leaning towards it being a great meeting. The track has been done slightly different today. There's a bit more grip mid-track. Jamie Courtney, promoter track creator, he said he's looking for a slightly different angle on the track today, just to try and offer something slightly different to the boys of both sides. And fingers crossed we get a good, strong, entertaining meeting to finish our season. So without further ado, let's have a look at the 2 sides, and we start off with those playoff finalists, the Leicester Lions. And they've got GP star Max Fricke at number 1, who was exceptional in that playoff semi-final, bouncing out of the gate in Heat 15 to take the win. He spearheads the side at number 1. Luke Becker, out for a little while with injury, Luke, and has come back into the team. We all know what he's capable of. He can score big. He's in that tricky number 2 spot, but he's got everything in the tank to be able to score well for Leicester tonight. Number 3, the man we spoke to in the opening of the show, Ryan Douglas. Again, another rider really strong on his day, Ryan. It's a track that he's never had a bad meeting here, but sometimes he excels and other times he just gets through it. So we'll see how he does there in that middle of that side engine room alongside Kyle Howarth at number 4. Now, Kyle's been here a few times this year across the 2 divisions, and always rides well, always puts everything into it, Kyle. And again, he played a massive part in that playoff semi over Sheffield for Leicester. Number 5, our Oxford Cheetahs number 1, Sam Masters. A man who on his day is unstoppable. He's found the go-in not so easy at this level as he has in the Championship with the Cheetahs, but he knows this track inside and out, and he can absolutely do the business for 5. Number 6, Drew Kemp. He's really starting to come to the tapes. We talked earlier in the season to Drew, and he said about consistency. He wants to find some consistency, and over the course of the last handful of meetings, he'll think he's starting to find that, and he's starting to beat some incredibly strong riders on the way to some big points. And the rising star, Joe Thompson, one half of the Thompson twins, down there at number 7. Again, another rider that literally gives everything on track. Doesn't always get his just desserts, but he's always on the chasing of the points. And they'll be hoping he can do that for them tonight. And Stewart DICKSON, always great to talk to Stewart. Great character, gives Speedway 100%. He'll be looking to end his season on a high here in the league, to take that into the playoff final, to look to try and get that double for the Lions. So the riders, bikes are all out on parade. Helmets and bikes are pretty much there. There's our Mini Cooper, as we always see across the way, up on the top of the building. And so for our Bet Goodwin Oxford Spires, supposed to be Richard Lawson in for the injured Eric Riss, but unfortunately Richard can't make it now, so we're going to have a rider replacement at number 1 for the Spires. At number 2, Victor Palovaara came into the side late into the season after excelling up at Edinburgh at the start of the season. He'll be looking to score some decent points from that, again, tricky number 2 spot. Rohan TUNGATE in number 3. Rohan, exceptional last season, hasn't quite hit the heights this season. He's had a couple of really good meetings, but of his own saying, he probably wishes he could have done a bit more and got that 5.75 average up, 5.74, but he's in there at number 3. He's alongside Maciej JANOWSKI. Again, a similar story for Maciej with a 5.81. He's in the middle order of that side there, and on his day capable of beating anybody. And let's hope he can do that tonight. Former British champion Charles Wright, he's at number 5. And again, when you look down our running order, he's our second average rider at 6.16, so it's relatively low. But again, Charles, he's had a tricky season at this level, but he can beat anybody and he's going to have to do that tonight if the Spires are going to take anything from this meeting. Down at reserve, Peter Kildemand. He's put his heart and soul into it, stepping back into British Speedway this year after a period of time away. He's still been in action on the continent, but he comes back to British Speedway this season. He's done okay again, Peter. He's enjoyed it, and he's joined down at reserve by our rising star, Luke Killeen, the man that we spoke to opening the show. Proud to be wearing that GB race jacket in Tyrone next weekend. And team manager, Peter Schroeck. He'll be looking for his team to go out tonight on a high, try and get something from this, a bit of a morale booster, give the fans something to cheer about, to finish off their season, and to finish off, for the time being, the Spires. They will be consigned to the history books alongside the Rebels of the 70s, the Silver Machine as well, and the Spires, but they may reappear in the future. Remains to be seen. So all the riders are out on parade. There's Charles Wright, Rohan TUNGATE, to Palovaara. They'll get introduced to the crowd. There's the Leicester boys. Had a great season. They're consistently strong. Look at that lineup there. Every single one of those riders is capable of beating anybody. That's why they're in the playoffs. That's why they've done what they've done. And you'll see this is like Stewart said, an exercise. They want to come here and win. They won't want to come here and get beat, because that would just leave a small chink in the armour going into those that playoff doubleheader against a very strong Ipswich side. So just a quick chat with the two captains, Max Fricke, Maciej JANOWSKI, and then they'll do the coin toss, at which point I'll go slightly quiet and see if I can listen in and see who wins, who chooses what, whether they take pick in heat number 1 or whether they defer it to 15. All depends on how their track walk went and decisions that were made. Sometimes I often wonder whether the decisions are made on the spot or whether it's talked about before the captains get there. But we've seen this season the gates do offer here. It tends to offer something all through the night. What starts off in the opening heats tends to die away a little bit. That's what we've seen. And these gates can be pretty consistent. So I wouldn't say the gates have been ripped up, but there is plenty of material down on the gate. I had a quick track walk before I came upstairs into the comms box. And like I say, the track's slightly different tonight. There's a bit more grip around the middle of the circuit, which is Jamie Courtney has done on purpose. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out as the night develops. So I'm just going to listen in for 2 seconds and see if I can get wind on the coin toss. So here we go. Coin toss will take place. We'll see who wins. So Leicester have won the toss. 1 and 3 in heat number 1. Max Fricke winning the toss. So Max will find himself off of gate 3. Luke Becker will be off of 1 in that opening heat. And then when we get to the back end, as most of you fully well know, Oxford will get the pick in heat 15, and if it's a tight meeting, that can really play into your hands. And obviously the gates, like we say, they do tend to change as the meeting ticks on. So we'll just quickly run through the two sides again for the crowd. Start with the Leicester boys. Joe Thompson, Drew Kemp. British Spear head down at reserve for the away side. Sam Masters, a man we know very well. Could be number 1. Got the ability to be number 1. Actually, number 1 for the Cheaters, gets a great reception from the crowd. Carl Howarth, Ryan Douglas. It's a really strong middle order that they've got. Luke Becker there at 2. Like we say, come back from injury. And outstanding number 1 in Max Fricke. As we switch to our Spires team. Super Luke Killeen. Rising stars, done really well this year. Obviously, we're only coming back to two sides next year, Chargers and then the Cheaters. In what league they'll be in, we don't know yet. The AGM will tell us that in good time. But I think I would put a bet on that man being in the setup somewhere. Peter Kildemand, again, could be back if his average fits. Charles Wright, Maciej JANOWSKI and Rohan TUNGATE, a lot needed from them two in that middle of the team. Victor at number 2. And no number 1, so that'll be a rider replacement. So we'll try and get wind as quick as we can as who's going to take that red helmet colour in heat number 1. As it is the number 1, everybody can take a ride. And like Peter Schroeck said in the opening there, you know, he tried Richard Lawson. Unfortunately, Richard couldn't make it. Scotty would have been great to get in. And then you suddenly start phoning around, and sometimes it's better to roll with the riders that you've got, give them all an extra ride. This is their last outing for the Spires. So let's hope they turn up. So boys get to put in a couple of practice starts, get a bit of a feel for the track, pop a few wheelies. And then the boys that are coming out in heat number 1 will dive back into the pits, get themselves ready. Like I say, we'll try and keep tabs on who that red helmet colour is in heat number 1. And yes, Colin, if you're watching the stream, we will get some binoculars up here next time, so I've got a closer view of the pits. That was Colin's suggestion earlier on in the pits to me, get yourself some binoculars so I can see what's going on. My eyes aren't that bad, but yeah, it would be beneficial. So yeah, some debate on these type of meetings when, like Sheffield Ipswich tonight as well. There is some debate on you know, does this need to be run? And yes, for many reasons, of course, it needs to be run. Season ticket holders finishing the season with all your fixtures, but you remove the playoffs from the equation, and a team could win the league with 2 or 3 meetings to go. They've still got to ride those meetings to fulfil their fixtures, even though they've already taken the crown. And it's a similar story here. Leicester are already in that playoff final, but we've still got to complete the meeting. And we've still got to let these boys get out and earn a night's money, and the crowd get their fixtures fulfilled. And at the end of the day, it's Speedway, it's racing, that's what we love. And you can still see superb Speedway regardless. So Maciej JANOWSKI there, the number 4, he's kept his red helmet on for the moment. So no Poirot, but I would say it might well be Maciej joining Victor in heat number 1 for the Spires. Charles Wright, helmet there off on the right hand side of our screen. It's a big heat number 1 coming up against Max Fricke and Luke Becker, so definitely going to be Victor Palovaara up against them 2 boys. And I'm thinking we're going to go Maciej JANOWSKI. So you can see across the bottom of the screen there's all of our socials. Facebook, Twitter, I don't say X, Instagram, club website, so you can keep tabs on what's going on. We've obviously still got a few meets to go. The Cheetahs can still get some silverware, as the Chargers can. So there's still something for the club to race for. This is our last Spires meeting of the season. I want to go out with a victory, but you can keep up to date on what's going on our socials. You can just see the gates. You can just see there as you go underneath the gates. You can see that the line of grip is the shell is a different colour. It tells you there's a bit more grip there on that area to kick off. When I look down from my vantage point, you can actually see that from up here. But when you get that shot there from Eloise on cam, you can see the difference in the shale colour. So beautiful day today, like we were saying, lovely setting, good way for the season to finish. It's been good for the guys on track prep. So yeah, it's going to be Maciej in red. And there is our 2 minutes. Now I did see about 4 or 5 referees in the pits earlier on. So I think Paul Carrington is the man on the buzzer. I think it's Paul this evening, even though there was a plethora of referees. You could take your pick. I think Paul was assigned the role this evening. So he will be the man overseeing all the, calling all the shots. We have got a time gate here, so he will press the button which instigates the release of the tapes, but he's not the man that actually presses it. It's all done on a timer. The riders can't count a pattern. So we've got 1 minute and 20 till tapes up. Superstar Max Fricke was rolling into gate number 3. That was his choice as he won the toss. Took 1 and 3 in heat number 1, and you can see there on the graphic on the bottom left, 40-50. So it was only a 10-point loss for the Spires when they went up to Leicester earlier in the season, but it is a 10-point lead that Leicester bring in tonight. So heat number 1, sponsored by Bet Goodwin. We are going to see Luke Becker off the inside, American International yellow helmet colour for the away side Leicester. Victor Palovaara, he's going to be in blue off of gate number 2 for Oxford. Max Fricke, he will be in white off of gate number 3, captain of the Lions, and captain of the Spires in red off the outside will be Maciej JANOWSKI. He takes that rider replacement ride for for our vacant number 1 position. Nothing but pride at stake in terms of points for the team, but plenty at stake for riders. Points make pounds, pounds pay wages. So they're going to want to be getting some points on the board to finish off their British season at this level. So Start Marshal pulls him into line. Maciej JANOWSKI, Victor Palovaara, Max Fricke, Luke Becker, heat number 1, ROWE Motorrad Premiership, round 2 fixture, tapes up and away we go. And it's a good gate from the Lions pair as they get into that first and second turn first. Maciej JANOWSKI, Victor Palovaara just on top of each other there for a second, but it's a great gate from Max Fricke and Luke Becker. Now the Spires boys, they've got one of them's got a set chase here. See if they can reel in those Lions boys, but we know history tells us it's very difficult early on. Track hasn't settled. Very difficult, excuse me, to make up ground early on. Maciej JANOWSKI looks like he's giving up the ghost in 4th, so it is left to Victor Palovaara to chase down Max Fricke and Luke Becker, who made the gate. Superb first turn from them two. Bossed it from there. Max Fricke head down, he's racing away. Luke Becker's keeping with him all the way. Max not really paying much attention to what's going on behind him, just looking forward, riding a really conservative line early on. Maciej JANOWSKI's in the centre green. And this will be a dream start for the away side. And unfortunately, it's a tale of our season, really. Max Fricke with the win from Luke Becker. Victor comes home in 3rd. So it is an opening heat 5-1 for the away side. Absolutely no problem for them there. Takes the flag. Untroubled. Maciej JANOWSKI couldn't go the course. Victor Palovaara couldn't get himself up to challenge. So the ideal start for the away side. You can see Max there in the white helmet colour just offering a bit of advice to Joe Thompson before he goes out. So there we go. It's a 5-1 for the away side in this heat number 1. Max Fricke and Luke Becker over Victor Palovaara and Maciej JANOWSKI. It's a great start for the away side. And like we were saying, similar picture unfortunately for the home side, as they succumb to a 5-1. Riders already making their way out for heat number 2, reserves heat. And again, often feel like I'm preaching to the converted. I'm sure 99.9% of you watching have been, know the rules, love your Speedway. But these boys in this heat can take up to 7 rides tonight. So any of them hit the ground running here, look fast, look quick. 2 team managers can use them. Chuck them in again and again. They can ride in pretty much half the heats if desired. And then Drew Kemp, Leicester have got a rider that's really found some form at the right time. So heat number 2, Keith Cook Construction sponsors. Peter Kildemand, red helmet colour off the inside for Oxford. Next to him is Drew Kemp, white helmet colour for Leicester. Luke Killeen, blue off of gate number 3 for Oxford. And Joe Thompson, he will be in the yellow helmet colour off of gate number 4. So Max Fricke bounced out the gate in heat number 1, gate 3. That was his choice. He chose well. Those gates now flick to the home side. So there are Luke and Peter will be hoping they can do the same. And like Drew Kemp, Peter and Luke Killeen, they both got everything in the tank here at the Bet Goodwin to go big and ride well, score points. We've seen Luke Killeen growing confidence as the season's gone on. He's definitely come on leaps and bounds at championship level, that's for sure, and he's really held his own at times in this top league as well. So can the Spires reverse that opening heat 5-1 that the Leicester boys achieved? Here we go then, heat number 2. Green light comes on. Away the boys go into that first turn, and Luke Killeen, oh, down he goes. Really tight going into the first turn, and he's ended up under the bag. Uncomfortable looking off there. Peter Kildemand made a great gate, but I think that was the key. So did Drew Kemp, and then at concertina effect across they went, and hopefully Luke's okay. Didn't look an uncomfortable collision with the bag. They're just getting him out from under the fence. Knows how heavy those bags are. Thankfully Joe Thompson was able to stay upright It was him that Luke had some contact with, but a case of first Ben Bunchen, absolutely no question about that. So we're just going to wait and see that Luke gets up okay. Apparently they've got him out from under the fence. He is sat up, but as we always do, we just wait and ensure that the rider is A-OK before we show any replays. His bike's being ridden back to the pits, so the bike's in good form. And we'll just give Luke a few minutes to make sure he's okay. Like I say, I can see him sat up. There's Jamie Lee, DJ here. Most meetings Jamie's here, keeping everybody entertained, playing some tunes. Yeah, as you can hear the cheer probably. Luke Killeen's up and walking back, which is fantastic news. Cameraman Rob there picks him up, lovely job. There's Luke, thankfully he's okay. So yeah, from the tape, green light comes on. Seeing it a few times. Going into that first turn and Luke Killeen, whoa, down he goes. Really tight going in. And when that rider on your inside is close to you, as Drew Kemp was there, you can't go in narrower than you would want to. So ultimately it pushes you forward a little bit. But like we were saying, thankfully Joe Thompson was able to stay upright because there was a bit of contact there. But it will be all four back, that I'm sure. And we get to go again in heat number 2. And again, these riders don't ride any differently really. The mindset is the same, even though Luke, as a great example, has got that meeting coming up in Poland for Great Britain, Speedway Nations. He won't ride his bike any different. Still gives 100%. Thankfully he's okay. Of course, he's going to be joined by Dan Thompson, Joe's brother, on the Speedway Nations 2 side, alongside Luke Harrison. So we'll watch that closely and hope that all the boys do well, of course. Here we go then, heat number 2. Oh, we're just tempting you there, tempting you whether you're going to show you it again. We might do before the boys come back out. The referee will just give Luke a little bit more time to get himself together, a bit of work on the bike. They did ride the bike back into the pit, so that should be okay. There we go, let's watch it again. Just keep an eye on Blue. He initially misses the gate there, but then he just gets a bit of traction. It gets really tight going in. He's pushed over a little bit. Nowhere to go but collect the back of Joe. Joe immediately knows that that Luke's come a cropper, but thankfully he's okay. Back up on his feet, walk back to the pits. And like I say, Paul Carrington will just give a little bit of extra time before the replay, just for Luke to sort himself out. Now we can see Luke there, number 7. Senna Summers and Mitch Mcdiarmid working on his bike. A cheetah and a charger. There's Joe Thompson's bike making its way back out on the track with Dad Darren. Mike Saab with his 2 boys, Dan and Joe. Looks like he's looking at us there. I'll give him a thumbs up. You can see Magic there, middle of your screen. He writes everything down, Magic. You can see him there scribbling away. After every heat he's in, he's got his book. Always writing notes down, setups, different bits. Never stop learning. Like Ryan Douglas said in the opening of the show, you still get to this season, you're still getting bikes back from tuners, you're still looking at your setups, seeing what you can do differently, trying something different. Drew Kemp and Joe Thompson, they're back out on track, they're ready to go. So yeah, if you are a regular viewer of our stream, we thank you so much for supporting the stream this season. It's been great fun to work on for myself. We hope you've enjoyed some of the action we've brought, but it is copyright of Oxford Speedway, Oxford TV, so you cannot share without the permission. If you bought it, paid for it, you're enjoying it, watching it, thank you very much. Really appreciate you doing so. And likewise with every other stream out there, all the other clubs that do it. Obviously the British Speedway Network leading the way. It's great to have you on. So if you're an Oxford fan that just couldn't get here tonight, great to have you. If you're a Leicester fan, got a busy few days after the Speedway Nations, of course, with that final. Hopefully you're going to take in both meetings. Thank you for joining us. And if you're a Speedway fan, just after your fix, it's great to have you. Let's hope the boys deliver some good racing. We see some entertaining stuff for the close of play. So there is only 1:10 to go. All the riders, Luke Killeen last one to get. There we go, there's the clock, 1:10. So let's just give you the runners and riders again. Peter Kildemand off the inside in red for Oxford. Next to him will be Drew Kemp in white for Leicester. Luke Killeen blue for the first time out, back up and okay, thankfully, for Oxford off gate 3. And Joe Thompson in yellow off of outside for Leicester. Keith Cook Construction sponsor our heat number 2. Gets 2 shout outs because we have got a rerun. Let's hope the boys can get around that first turn now. And again, like we were saying, these riders can take up to 7 heats. And again, I know it's not nobody in this heat and it's a different league, but Victor Palovaara, he started the season with Edinburgh Reserve and he was having 7 after 7 after 7 heats. He's going through every meet with 6 or 7 rides. So if you have a good reserve on his game, it can literally change the course of your meeting. So here we go then, 10 seconds till tapes up. Peter Kildemand, Luke Killeen, Drew Kemp, Joe Thompson. 3 Brits and a Dane. The Dane the most experienced. Here we go. Up go the tapes and away they go. And it's a similar picture to heat number 1 for the Leicester boys. Will Joe Thompson come round the outside of Peter Kildemand? No, Peter back up the inside. Luke Killeen now hot on the tail. Keep an eye on Peter Kildemand as he looks up the inside, as does Luke Killeen on Joe Thompson as he moves into 3rd place. So, out front, Drew Kemp made the gate. Had a good back straight for the first time, got a bit of distance between himself and Peter Kildemand, even though he got the better of Joe Thompson, as did Luke Killeen, sorry. Still got a bit of a way to chase down Drew Kemp out front here. Drew's just found some form of late, riding really well, looks really confident. Really assured on the bike. He's just got his back wheel in that dirt line that will start to build up more and more as the heats go by. But with a lap to go, it looks like he's got this one well and truly sewn up with the Spires boys tucked into 2nd and 3rd. It is going to be our first shared heat of the afternoon, of the evening, and it's a win for Leicester Lions and Drew Kemp. Tapes to flag for Drew, continuing that good form that he's shown of late. Win for Drew Kemp, 2nd race winner. The evening for the away side. So Drew Kemp with the win, Peter Kildemand in 2nd, Luke Killeen in 3rd, Joe Thompson at the back in that heat number 2, 3-3 scoreline, 4 points to 8 on the night, and 44 to 58 on aggregate for that aggregate bonus point, which isn't going to go anywhere this year, but they've still got a race for it. So just watch yellow and white here, gates 2 and 4, they made the gate over the top. Peter Kildemand just lifts, and you can see as the front wheel comes down, he just seems to go backwards for that split second, but gets his wheels in line coming off of turn 2, up the inside of Joe Thompson, and then Luke puts him under a bit of pressure there, and Joe just drifts off that inside line, and if you drift off the inside into the middle of the track, you're almost in no man's land, and if someone's hugged the curb or someone's riding the boards, that's when you can get picked off, as was the case there. So 3-3. For the gate number 2 for Drew Kemp. As we move into heat number 3 and the 3 and 4, the engine room in the team. Once upon a time, number 3 was heat leader, now is engine room. Liquid Screed, they sponsor heat number 3. For the first time this evening, we're going to see Ryan Douglas in white off the inside for Leicester. Maciej JANOWSKI, 2nd out for him, didn't make the checkered flag in his first one with engine failure. He'll be in blue off the gate number 2. Carl Howarth, he's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3 for Leicester. And Rohan TUNGATE, red helmet colour, gate number 4 for the Spires. So yeah, Magic didn't make that checkered flag. Hopefully they've sorted the bike out. Again, track's not too wet, so we can't really see whether that is another bike that he's on there from my vantage point up here, or whether he just got in, changed a few things, and he's able to go again. Carl Howard had a couple of guest bookings here this season as well, Carl, across the 2 divisions. And even though I'm still calling for the yellow and black helmet colour to come back, at least Carl Howarth's helmet is yellow, and a bright yellow. I can see the difference. So 15 seconds, start marshal's got to get them boys into line. You've got to get ready to go at tapes. As soon as that 2 minutes ticks by and you're not ready, you are out, as Rohan TUNGATE found a few meetings ago. So here we go, heat number 3. Start Marshall walks away, up go the tapes. It's a good start off the inside from Ryan Douglas. Carl Howarth has missed the gate, finds himself at the back with the Spires at the moment. Maciej JANOWSKI and Rohan TUNGATE, who goes big into turn 3. Rohan, he's riding a much wider line than Ryan Douglas. Maciej JANOWSKI up the inside, close out front as we head into lap 2. Ryan Douglas at the moment from Rohan TUNGATE and Maciej JANOWSKI. But the Spires boys on the tail. Can they get out front and take a checkered flag in this third heat? Into lap number 3, and Ryan Douglas can't shake off Rohan TUNGATE and Maciej JANOWSKI, but they're just not close enough to land the blow. And you just feel Ryan Douglas isn't the kind of rider to make a mistake. 1 lap to go. Maciej JANOWSKI now takes up the chase. Carl Howarth missed the start, had a tough first 2 turns, and he finds himself at the back and has not been able to challenge. Out front, it looks like it is going to be a tapes the flag for Ryan Douglas. The Spires, well, they kept him on his toes. Maciej JANOWSKI has a run to the line. Kept him honest all the way throughout, but just couldn't get up close enough to make a move and to make a challenge. But a bit of a closer heat there. And it was Maciej JANOWSKI that took that second place for the Spires. As we get another shared heat. So there we go, heat number 3, Ryan Douglas with the win from Maciej JANOWSKI. Rohan TUNGATE, the Spires pushed him all the way, but they couldn't get up to challenge Rohan, and Carl Howarth at the back. Another 3-3, 7-11 on the night and 47-61 on aggregate. So from the tapes, Ryan Douglas makes a great gate off the inside. Maciej JANOWSKI does as well. And you can see here Carl Howarth just boxed in, nowhere to go. Got to hug that curb, scrubs off all the speed. But from here, Rohan goes in deep, really pushing that outside line. Ryan just a bit uncomfortable there coming across the corner. Didn't really affect Rowan's line. I don't think he was close enough to make a challenge. But to be fair to the Spires, they pushed Ryan Douglas to the checkered flag, kept him on his toes, kept him going all the way to the line. But like we say, they both had a go at that, just couldn't get up to challenge. So another 3-3, second one on the spin. What it does do is it gives us 3 lines winners, and 1 off of 1, 1 off of 2, and 1 off of 3. So there's only gate 4 that hasn't given us a race winner so far. And that's where Charles Wright is going to find himself in this one. So that 4-point advantage remains on the night. Peter Schroeck and the Spires are just going to want to keep that close. They're going to want to keep on the hanging on to the coattails of the lines. They won't want it to get away. Joe Thompson is the last man to the party in this heat. And it's a heat number 4 sponsored by Nuffield Health. Joe Thompson out for his second outing, failed to score in his first one, yellow off the inside for Leicester. Luke Killeen picked up that 3rd place in his first outing, blue helmet colour off of gate number 2. Sam Masters' first ride for Sam, he being the white helmet colour off of gate number 3. As it is for Charles Wright, first ride for him, he's going to be in red off of gate number 4. So every gate has delivered a winner. They're all in Leicester colours, but it's given us a winner. It's just gate 4. So we'll be hoping from a Spires perspective that Charles Wright can change that. But the man on his inside, and Sam Masters, knows his way around here, has been an excellent number 1 here for a couple of years for the Cheetahs. So sometimes this heat can develop into a reserve battle and a number 5's battle. Let's see what we get. Blast away into that first turn, and Charles Wright has missed it from 4. Joe Thompson hasn't missed it from 1 though. He finds himself out from Sam Masters, just around the outside of his teammate. Charles Wright going out into that deep stuff. Joe Thompson shuts the door on him, and what that does is it gets a bit of contact between the 2 Spires riders at the back. So Charles Wright has got work to do if he's going to get up. Sam Masters is pulling away by the 2nd, so that 2nd place is what Charles Wright has got to try and get. He's getting into the turn 4 and just cutting back a little bit, which is bolting the run of Luke Killeen a little bit as well. So Thompson just moves inside to outside down the back straight. So keep an eye on Charles Wright. Again, he's done the same thing 3 times running. So has Luke Killeen, and that's causing Luke. But here, chop back from Charles Wright up the inside of Joe Thompson. Great track craft from Charles Wright to get himself into that 2nd place. And it is a win for Sam Masters from Charles Wright, who had to work incredibly hard to get himself into that 2nd place ahead of Joe Thompson, who can be proud of that effort because he held Charles Wright at bay until that last lap. But what it does do is it does give the away side that heat advantage. And another race winner. Sam Masters, the man doing the business that time. He popped out at gate number 3, and Joe Thompson made a worldie off of gate number 1 as well. So it was a 4-2 in heat number 4, with Sam Masters taking the win ahead of Charles Wright, who had to work his socks off to get ahead of Joe Thompson in 3rd, with Luke Killeen at the back. 9.15 on the night, 49.65 on aggregate. And you can see it from the start. And again, keep an eye on the Lions boys, 1 and 3, they make the gate. Killeen kind of sandwiches in there, and because Sam Masters puts his back wheel out there, kind of in Charles Wright's line, that put pay to Charles catching Sam, I think. And then Charles didn't continue that run around and changed tact and came back up for a narrower inside line, at which point he met Luke Killeen coming out of turn 4, and it's a similar picture for the next couple of laps, to be honest, as Charles was trying to just get that cut back. There we go, similar. Luke's just got to come off the gas a little bit. And that was a similar story across all 4 laps, really. There's Charles working his socks off. He does the same thing that locks up mid-corner to try and get that cut back. Yeah, we'll watch this race for the duration. There we go. It's a lovely line there from Charles. Joe just goes from inside to outside. That allows Charles to make that move up the inside on that last lap. And that's how it finished. Tapes the flag for Sam Masters. Good effort from Joe Thompson in 2nd place. Max Fricke enjoyed it. Charles Wright and Luke Killeen, not so much. So we'll just have a bit of a track grade. Bring the tractor out and the bows up, just to do a bit of track work after those opening 4 heats. Again, Charles Wright showing us that you can get in there into that deep stuff and change lines and get an overtake and do something after that initial lap. He did really well there to pick off Joe Thompson, but when we think about the calibre of those 2 riders, you'd expect Charles Wright to be out ahead of Joe Thompson, so he did extremely well to keep him at bay. There's Charles Wright. He's going to be puffing after that one. Really had to work hard and show us his track craft to get himself up into that 2nd place. So, like I was saying, there is another fixture on this evening, which we'll keep tabs on. I'm sure we can all do that now on social media anyway. There's our gate stats. Nothing off of 4, a couple of winners off of 3, and then a race winner off of the 2 inside gates. And you can see the bulk of the points are coming there off those inside 3. Gate 4 is not the place to be at the moment. Potentially change as the meeting goes on. We've seen that before, but at the moment that's just not where you want to be. So yeah, there is another fixture, Sheffield versus Ipswich. It's a similar story to this one. They've obviously just complete their race calendar, and it's a tough one from Sheffield when you've gone out in the semi-finals just a week before to pick yourself up and go again. But that looks like what they've done, because they are, after their opening 4 heats there, they're 16-8 up on the Ipswich Witches. Jack Holder winning his heat, Leon Flint unbeaten, wins for Anders Rowe, paid win for Chris Holder. And only Jason Edwards really with a 2nd and a 3rd for the away side that's come to the party. And even though it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to make any difference because Ipswich are in that final, but it just plays into your mind a little bit. You know, that confidence that you need is what Stewart DICKSON was talking about. They're coming here to do the business, to get the points. If you don't get those points and you struggle to win heats, and you know the morale can take a little bit of a dip. So Chris Louis, the promoter down there, he's going to have to do some work. Sorry, I was just watching the bowels there. I was watching when the bowels was putting the water down. And Richie Hawkins there, they're going to have to work some magic in the pits to keep everybody's tails up. We've got such a strong side. I think we're looking forward to those 2 finals, those 2 playoff finals, which will take place after the Speedway Nations. Just put a bit of a delay on them so we can get the 2 fixtures pretty much side by side. So yeah, the Bowser's just scared, the tractor's gone in. The Bowser's just putting a bit of water down just to try and bind that shale, give the surface a bit more grip. Luke Becker keeping a close eye. Nasty injury earlier in the season, Luke. And we thought he might have done his season, but it didn't. Thankfully he's come back. We don't like to see any rider out. come back at a crucial time for the home side, so it means they can go into those playoffs with their full 1-7. It's getting worse up at Sheffield, 21-9 now. 21-9. Another heat win for Anders Rowe. It's 2 on the spin for him. And another 5-1. So no Emil Saifutinov there tonight. So Chris Harris has come in as a guest. So yeah, got a dry evening, cold evening. That'll have some effect on the track. And the shale is a hide into nothing sometimes. So Tape's coming back across. We'll move swiftly on with heat number 5. Heat number 5 is going to see Maciej JANOWSKI for the 3rd time in 5 heats. He's going to be joined by Rohan TUNGATE, and to be fair to them, in their second ride, in Magic's second ride and Rohan's first, they looked quick. They were on the pace. They were chasing Ryan Douglas down, just couldn't get up to challenge him for the win. And they're going to come up against Max Fricke and Luke Becker, who of course got that 5-1 in the opening heat. So we've got a 5-1 and a 4-2 for Leicester so far, and a couple of 3-3s. Sandwiched in the middle. Race winners, that's the key. Got to get some race winners for the home side. They know they're up against a strong Leicester team. And every heat, you look at the next few heats. In this one they got Max Fricke, then it's Sam Masters, then it's Ryan Douglas. So their heats do deliver an out-and-out number 1. Pretty much in every heat, to be honest. And that always makes life a bit difficult. For any team, especially our Spires this season. So Max Fricke on his way round. He'll be the first one at Tapes. There's a minute and 30 on the clock. Paul Carrington getting this one ticking over. Let's hope the boys can deliver us some action. Bit of racing, a bit like Charles Wright in that last one. Kept us talking, kept us interested for the duration. Perspective managed to pick off Joe Thompson to get himself in the second to give the Spires fans something to cheer about. So we move into a 10-tool sponsored heat number 5, which sees Rohan TUNGATE off the inside in the red helmet colour, 1+1 for him so far. Luke Becker, paid win first time out, yellow helmet colour for gate number 2. Maciej JANOWSKI, blue helmet colour, 2 points for him from his 2 rides. He's going to be blue off of gate number 3. And Max Fricke, winner first time out, white helmet colour off of gate number 4. And now I remind everybody, gate number 4, no winners so far. But when you talk about on paper, Max Fricke comes into this as the best rider on paper in this meeting. Obviously a GP star at the moment, riding really well. Anybody can do it, he can do it. He got around nice and early to Tapes to have a look and do a bit of work. Got all 4 riders off at bikes at the moment, having a bit of gardening, just dragging that dirt over, dragging that shell over, packing down the rut that they want to use to try and get as much traction from the Tapes up into that first turn. We've seen a couple of the Spires boys really just lifting as they're coming out the starts in those opening block of heats. And again, if you lift, by the time that front wheel comes back down, you can put pay to your heat by the time you get to the first corner. So here we go, heat number 5. TUNGATE, JANOWSKI, Fricke and Becker. Blast away from the Tapes. Max Fricke has made a great gate. Off of 4, will he get the run around Rohan, or will Rohan get his wheels in line? No, he doesn't. Max Fricke from the gate all the way around the outside of everybody, including Rohan TUNGATE going down the back straight. But at the moment, the Spires have packed into 2nd and 3rd with Luke Becker at the back. Just going across the corner there a little bit. But Max Fricke made the gate, got over the top of everybody. It's just whether Rohan there up the back straight for the first time could have got his wheels in line. Magic lifts coming off a 4, and that is going to allow Luke Becker up the inside, and Luke doesn't need a second invitation. Will Magic get the run back around him? No, he lifts just coming off a 4. So a 3-3 turns into a 4-2 for Leicester, but Magic looking to use the outside line. He can't make it work. Max Fricke out front from Rohan TUNGATE. It's a 4-2 to Leicester at the moment. And it looks like that is going to stay because Maciej JANOWSKI lifted coming off a 4 that allowed Luke Becker up the inside. Win for Max Fricke, 2nd one of the evening for him. Rohan TUNGATE in 2nd. And Luke Becker in third, so it is another 4-2 to the away side. Again, Luke Becker at to work from the back. Maciej JANOWSKI lifting, coming off a 4, just invited him up the inside. And that is how it ended. Heat 5, 4-2 to the away side. Max Fricke with the win from Rohan TUNGATE. Luke Becker working his way up into third place ahead of Maciej JANOWSKI. 11-19 on the night, 51-69. That lead ever grows for the away side, as they look just to hammer home that aggregate point. So from the tapes, keep an eye on Max Fricke from the outside. Maciej misses it, and that gives Max the room to get into that first turn wherever he wants to be. And then if you can get your wheels in line coming off of that wide line down the back straight, you can just boss the heat from there. But then the action, Rohan TUNGATE just couldn't keep on the back wheel of Max Fricke, and the battle then was for third and fourth, and Maciej JANOWSKI looked like he had it in the bag until he lifted, and then, like I say, that was an invite that Luke Becker wasn't going to turn down, and he got himself up the inside into that third place to give his team the heat advantage. That's the second last place, unfortunately, for Maciej this evening from his 3 rides. Just the 2 points from 3 outings. The referee again moving the meeting on nice and swiftly. You see the inform Sam Masters and Drew Kemp come into this one. Both race winners. Heat number 6, the Real Mini Company, they sponsor this heat number 6, and it's Sam Masters win first time out, white helmet colour off the inside. Peter Kildemand, he comes in for that rider replacement ride, 2 points in his opening ride. For Peter, he's red helmet colour off of gate number 2. Drew Kemp, he won that heat number 2, he's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3. And Victor Palovaara picked up a point in his opening ride on the back end of a 5-1, he's going to be in blue off of gate number 4. So yet to take the checkered flag, the Spires. Max Fricke giving us the full quota of gate position, so no excuses. If you can make the gate, you can win a heat. 2 and 4 for the home side, 1 and 3 for the away side in this one. But you've got to get out of that gate, got to get out of that start, got to boss that first turn, be the one that's on the track in the position you want to be to manipulate what the others have to do. And at the minute it's the Leicester boys that are doing that. And the Oxford riders just can't get out the gate into that first turn first. So let's see if Peter Kildemand and Victor Palovaara can do that here. 1 point for Victor so far, 2 points for Peter. So a really tight inside line from Sam Masters, he's right up against that curb. Can he make that work off of gate number 1? And again, it's the lines that show. Although Drew Kemp maybe lost a chain there going into the first turn. Thankfully, no collision going in there. I think he dropped the chain going in. But Sam Masters made the gate off the inside. Peter Kildemand close on his tail at the moment in second, with Victor Palovaara now unchallenged in third. But looks like it's going to be already another race win. Peter Kildemand though is pushing it. Fair play to Peter. He's riding that outside line, keeping on the back wheel of Sam Masters. Come on, Peter, make me eat my words. Chasing Sam Masters down, who looks really good out front. Really good, knows this track so well, Sam, and yeah, he's pulling away now. He's riding a really great line. Knows where to be, riding just on the edge of that dirt line. That burned perfectly, and he's pulling away with a couple of corners to go. It's another win for Leicester. It's another win for Sam Masters. While Drew Kemp was unfortunately having a mechanical in the first turn, that didn't affect Sam Masters in any way. Again, it was the Leicester boys. If that hadn't have happened to Drew, who knows how that ended, race would have ended, but it is a 3-3. Oxford do share that one. Sam Masters picks up his second win. Of the evening in heat number 6. Sam Masters with a win, Peter Kildemand second, Victor Palovaara with that unchallenged third, and Drew Kemp had a mechanical issue going into that first. I think he dropped a chain, he was at the back. So 3-3, 14-22, 54-72. Leicester really taking control on the aggregate point, and on the night they're just starting to stretch that lead away from the home side. So keep an eye on Sam Masters makes a great get off the inside, but Drew Kemp as well had made the gate. and just straightens up. Yeah, you see the sparks there. Just dropped the chain. That's game over. Sam Masters then put the heat to Peter Kildemand. To be fair, as I called, it was looking like another easy win. He did start to reel in Sam Masters a little bit, but just couldn't get up to challenging Sam Masters when he's out front so quick, so fast. So it was another third place for Victor Palovaara. It was another second place for Peter Kildemand. It was another heat winner for the away side. So they continue to boss this meeting. So it's the turn of Charles Wright. It's the turn of Luke Killeen, who comes in for a reserve switch in this one, with Peter Kildemand just taking that rider replacement ride in the last one. So Luke Killeen will come out for a reserve switch in blue. And there's Luke on screen there. Heat number 7, sponsored by Enley and Son Lemberwood Specialists. Charles Wright, 2 points so far, red helmet colour off the inside for Oxford. Ryan Douglas, winner first time out, looked fast as well. White helmet colour off of gate number 2 for Leicester. Luke Killeen, he's a reserve switch for Peter Kildemand in this one. Just a point and a bonus from his 2 rides so far. Luke in blue off gate 3. And Carl Howarth had that tough first turn in his opening ride. He's going to be in yellow off of gate number 4, failed to score in that opening heat. So they are starting to take control of this meeting now. They've had a couple of 3 heat advantages and 3-3-3s in the opening 6 heats. Oxford have got to get to that first turn first. They've got to get out of that start. They've got to boss that first turn and get that race winner, and then hope the other rider can get into that second or third place to take that heat advantage. So let's see what Charles Wright and Luke Killeen can do in this one, up against Ryan Douglas and Carl Howarth. Away they go, and it's a better start for the Spires in this one. Charles Wright off the inside, Luke Killeen around him down the back straight. Luke will then disappear, Charles Wright will tuck in. Luke, when we've seen it before, when he gets out front, he is fast enough to pull away. I don't necessarily think he's going to need babysitting in this one, but Charles Wright, I imagine, will just sit in behind him as Ryan Douglas goes across the corner, and a bit like the Spires earlier on, the 2 Leicester boys just getting on top of each other a tiny bit there as they came off of 2, but a much better looking picture for the Spires in this one. Luke Killeen out front, Charles Wright in second. They made the gate ahead of Ryan Douglas and Carl Howarth, and they're looking good out front. Like we say, Luke Killeen doesn't need looking after, that's for sure. He's quick enough, he's pulling away. 1 lap to go. Luke Killeen out front from Charles Wright. Ryan Douglas has picked up the chase in 3rd from Carl Howarth in 4th. But we are going to have a heat advantage, something for the home fans to cheer in this one. Luke Killeen and Charles Wright, they take the checkered flag from Ryan Douglas and Carl Howarth, and we get a race winner for the home side. Something to cheer for the home boys, something to cheer for the home crowd. In terms of the scorelines, amazing how that 151 can paint a totally different picture on this meeting. Luke Killeen and Charles Wright come round to take the applause. So there we go, Spires fans, 5-1 in heat number 7. Luke Killeen out front from Charles Wright. They got the better of Ryan Douglas and Carl Howarth going into the first turn. Then they boss the heat to give themselves a 5-1 to draw that scoreline into 19 points to Oxford, 23 to Leicester. Still a big lead on aggregate for the away side, but something to cheer for the home side. And again, a bit like the Leicester Lions have done up to this point. They did it from the tapes. Great start there from Luke. Already by the first turn, they're ahead of Ryan and Kyle. And then Charles Wright, yes, around the outside comes Luke Killeen into the lead. Charles Wright, happy to see him there. And like we say, you do see the scenario so many times where the reserve gets up front and then the heat leader or the more experienced rider's got to tuck in and look after him. That wasn't the case. Luke got his head down, riding a fast line, out front, disappeared for the win. And Charles Wright comfortable in second with Ryan and Carl for the away side, just not getting on top of each other, but just trying to set chase and somebody to catch up. So there's our gate stats. We've got winners from everywhere. 1 and 3 is the place to be, as you can see. Most points coming off of the inside. 2 and 4 proving a little bit more difficult, but we have had race winners. But 1 and 3 is definitely the two gates to be. 25 points over those 2 gates to 17 off of 2 and 4. So a slightly better picture. 14.22 going into that one, 19.23 coming out of it. One heat result can make such a big difference to the course of the meeting and the attitude of the riders and the feeling around the meeting. And as that's proved in that one, I'm sure it's a nicer pitch to be in at the minute for the Oxford boys. 27.15 up at Sheffield, hosting Ipswich. Couple of three threes there, just stemming the flow for Ipswich. Peter Kildemand on screen there. Couple of second places for Peter so far. Again, he's looked fast. He's chasing the leader down. Just not enough to get up and challenge. But I think what's positive for the home side in that one, Luke Killeen and Peter both challenging at the front end in Peter's race and in Luke's last one there. So there are options. If anybody else is finding the going a bit tough, they can make those changes. And reserves can make such a difference to a meeting. And we have had an extra ride, obviously, for the home reserves. But yeah, it's a good picture for the away side at the moment. Luke Becker, just great to see Luke back on a bike. Nasty injury, great to see him back and riding. Had a great first ride. And then got off for a point in his second one. So just a bit of water going down. The track seems to be riding nicely. It's giving the riders speed if they're out front. And I've seen a couple of overtakes. And what it's proved is it's close racing out front, even though we haven't necessarily seen that much overtaking in those front one or two positions in the race. On a couple of occasions it has gone down to the wire. And the second place rider pushing the leader all the way. As we move into the protected heat number 8, pretty much takes us to the halfway stage of the meeting. Still something for Ryan to smile about. On the wrong end of a 5-1 there. So if Leicester can walk away from Oxford tonight with a win, they're doing good going into the final. So yeah, we can just pick a couple of riders out there. Max Fricke obviously unbeaten after his 2 rides. Sam Masters down there at number 5, the other heat leader. And again, he's got two wins from his 2 rides, and Ryan Douglas there in the middle order with those 4 points. They're the standout for the away side at the moment. And for the home side, I'm going to drop straight down to Luke Killeen with a win in his last one. That gives him 4+1 from his 3 rides, and Peter Kildemand and Charles Wright there with a couple of second places to their names. So yeah, Charles, Peter and Luke there with 4 points apiece. They're leading the points. Maciej JANOWSKI just with those 2 points. And it's been the tale of Magic's season. On occasion he can beat anybody, and then unfortunately on other occasions he can get beaten by anybody. And that's just been the tale of his season and the tale of Oxford's season. I think when you've got a rider of that calibre and that stature, it just can't get up to challenge on a consistent basis at the top end of the team. It makes life incredibly difficult, and that's the man on screen there, Peter Schroeck. That's absolutely what he's experienced with his side. But they're still battling. Great to see him come back with a 5-1 there. So yeah, the protected heat number 8 is what we're moving into next. So the reserve riders can be switched and chopped, but you can chuck a tactical ride into this one. It's got to be the reserves or the 2s. So Peter Schroeck can swap Peter Kildemand and Luke Killeen if he wishes. In the same way that Joe Thompson's programmed for the away side, but Drew Kemp could come in if Stewart DICKSON feels that's the way to go. So yeah, the scheduled track grade is done. A few sponsors making their way out into the centre green, and again I say this on every stream, so if you're a regular listener, I might sound like a broken record on occasion, but if you can get the opportunity to watch a heat anywhere at any track in the centre green, just grab the opportunity, because the perspective you get when you're in the middle is just phenomenal. It just shows you the speed and the skill and the agility of the riders when you're in the middle of the circuit. It gives a whole new meaning to the speed that these boys are racing at, and what they put themselves through. They want to, of course, for our entertainment. So that's enough of me trying to sell sponsorship packages and race sponsorship packages so you can get yourself a centre green visit. And we'll move on with heat number 8. Referee's got that 2 minutes well and truly counting down. And it is going to be Peter Kildemand coming in for Luke Killeen. It's Peter Kildemand actually coming in for Victor Palovaara in the red helmet colour. So Peter's coming in for Victor. Picked up a couple of third places so far. So it's going to be the reserve pairing for the away side. For the home side, sorry. And Peter Kildemand and Luke Killeen. Abingdon Beds, they sponsor heat number 8, which is going to see winner last time out Luke Killeen off the inside in blue for Oxford. Joe Thompson, 1 point to his name so far. He's going to be in yellow off gate number 2. Peter Kildemand in that reserve switch for Victor Palovaara. He's going to be in the red helmet colour. Has looked quick off of gate number 3, Peter, for Oxford. And then Luke Becker, paid 4 for him so far. White helmet colour off of gate number 4. So like we were saying, every gate's given us a win. Luke Becker's had a paid win and really fought hard for that other third places. He got the better of Maciej JANOWSKI. In Peter Kildemand, we've got a couple of solid second places. Joe Thompson's been in the mix in both of his heats, you have to say. And with Luke Killeen really coming to the party in that last one, it gives us an exciting heat number 8. Quite an even heat number 8, I would say, as well. Any of these 4 could jump out the start here and win it. So, there's our 2 minutes. Here we go, heat number 8. Race up into the first turn, and it is the Spires boys that have made the gate again. Luke Becker gets plenty of traction coming across the corner, but he can't get up to challenge. Peter Kildemand out front from Luke Killeen. Luke Becker moves into third place ahead of his teammate Joe Thompson, who's just a little bit uncomfortable there. So the battle here, Luke Becker chasing down Luke Killeen. Battle of the Lukes. Peter Kildemand, he's going to block that copybook and not have a second, but a win in this one. So he's out front, looking fast as well as he has done in his opening 2 rides, Peter. He's pulling away out front. Luke Becker, he's trying to chase down Luke Killeen. He just goes across that corner a little bit. Tries to get his wheels in line as he's chasing down Luke Killeen in second. And do you know what? As they go into turn 3, he is reeling Luke Killeen in a little bit. Making a challenge of it with a lap to go. Luke Killeen's keeping this race interesting as he chases down Luke Becker, chasing down Luke Killeen. But I don't think he's got enough in the tank to stop a second consecutive 5-1 for the home side. Luke Killeen holds on for the second place behind his teammate Peter Kildemand. Great stuff from the home side as they move up in this meeting. Again, a good tactical move there from Peter Schroeck to switch Victor Palovaara with Peter Kildemand as he takes the race win to bring us 24 points apiece. 2 5-1s on the trot. Peter Kildemand, nice back wheel from him. Front of the home crowd. Luke Killeen pulling straight in that time. So 5-1, Kildemand and Killeen. Great work from the 2Ks there from Luke Becker and Joe Thompson. 5-1 to the Spires. That brings us level. 24 points apiece and a 10-point lead on aggregate. So from the tapes again, watch red and blue. They make the gate. Really good gate. Luke Becker gets a nice kind of straight cut across the corner there, but can't get up to challenge. And really, for Peter Kildemand, that was race done. He pulled away, riding a really nice fast line. Looks so good out front, Peter. Great style. Love the style of Peter's. And Luke Becker did push Luke Killeen for the full 4 laps. There's no denying that. But just couldn't get up into a position to challenge. And Luke was able to hold on. As his night gets better, as does Peter Kildamand's, as does Oxford's. Game on. Tungate and JANOWSKI in this one. Martyrs and Kemp. Again, strong heat. Some race winners in this one for the away side. Maciej JANOWSKI there though. Going to want a bit more from Maciej in this one. This is his 4th ride. Just 2 points to show from it, 1 second place. Holds himself off of that inside gate. We'll move into the second half of this meeting. Again, 1 and 3 gates there proving pivotal. And that's where the Oxford boys find themselves again as we move into heat number 9. SD Timo Car Sales, they sponsor this heat, as they do the club. Fantastic sponsors. Maciej JANOWSKI, 2-point blue helmet colour off the inside for Oxford. Sam Masters, untouched so far by an opponent. 6 points for him, white helmet colour for gate number 2. Rohan TUNGATE look quick. Great for him to get a checkered flag. He's in red off of gate number 3. And Drew Kemp, winner first time out, and then an engine failure, drop chain. He's going to be in yellow off of gate number 4. So, Any of these four can win it. Sam Masters looking super fast at the moment. Rohan TUNGATE, good value for his second place and a third behind his teammate in a 3-3. They've been gating, they've been making the starts in those last two heats. 2 5-1s from 1 and 3. This is that third runner, 1 and 3 on the trot. And really taking advantage of that, the home boys. Let's see what they can do in this one. Green light comes on. Oh, China releases those tapes. And have they done it again? They have. Maciej JANOWSKI blue. Round the outside will come Rohan TUNGATE. Inside outside for the Spires. They get on the back straight for the first time. Keep an eye on Sam Masters. Will he get the run around Maciej JANOWSKI? Yes, he does. Great line from Sam Masters. That takes him into second place. Will Maciej be able to repay the favour here? Cut the line up the inside? No, he can't. But Rohan TUNGATE, he's looked quick today, Rohan. He's been competitive. He's out front from Sam Masters, now in second place. Got the better of Maciej JANOWSKI on the last lap. Who's in third with Kemp battling away at the back. Just can't get up to challenge. So there's a few bike lengths between each of these boys. Rohan TUNGATE out front from Sam Masters, who's really riding that deep stuff out wide. He's in second place with a lap to go. Maciej unchallenged really in third, with Kemp really working his socks off, but not able to get up and challenge. And barring anything mechanical, this is going to be another heat advantage and a 4-2 to the home side, with Rohan TUNGATE taking the checkered flag from Sam Masters, who gets his colours lowered for the first time. But he did get the better of Maciej JANOWSKI to get into that second place. But it is a 4-2. Third heat advantage on the spin. For the first time this evening, the Spires take the lead, 28 to 26. Great stuff from Rohan. He takes the win from Sam Masters and Maciej JANOWSKI. Kemp at the back, 4-2 to the Spires, 28 to 26, and now just 68 to 76 on aggregate. So from the tapes again, they made a great start. The Spires boys. Drew missed it from the outside. Tough when you miss it from the outside. And here, Maciej's just stopping that run of Sam up the inside. Rohan out front looking really fast. But this is brave from Sam Masters, because Maciej's going out to use that deep stuff. And you can see Maciej just have to change his body position on the bike as Sam Masters came around the outside. But Sam did that brilliant to get himself into second, and he pulled away. And like I said, there was a bit of a bike length between each of the riders in that one. Maciej JANOWSKI adds a point to his card. Rohan TUNGATE has a win for the first time. Sam Masters gets beaten for the first time. And unfortunately for Kemp, after a great race win in heat number 2, meeting's just gone backwards a little bit since then. So the red helmet colour in this one. There's the rider replacement ride, looks like Peter Kildemand. Certainly is. Peter Kildemand in red. Don't worry about that graphic there for the minute. We're just getting late word that it was Peter Kildemand. That threw us off a tiny bit. There we go. Heat number 10. County Plumbing Supplies, they sponsor heat number 10. Victor Palovaara, blue helmet colour off the inside for Oxford. Third rider of the night for him. Kyle Howarth failed to score, surprising really. He's going to be in yellow for gate number 2, Carl for Leicester. Peter Kildemand, he comes in for that rider replacement ride. He's going to be in red off at gate number 3, 7 points so far. And Ryan Douglas, a winner and third. He's going to be in white off of the outside for Leicester. So gates 1 and 3 again for the home side. Can they make it work for the 4th time on the trot? Again, Peter Kildemand on the form he's in, and Luke Killeen, to be honest. Great reserves to have. This is Victor Palovaara, Victor Palovaara's third ride of the evening. And his 4th programme ride, so this will be potentially the last time we're going to see Victor. Just 2 third places to show for him. Can he add to that offer? If the gates 1 and 3 are really working, let's see what this he brings. Tiny bit of movement from Carl Howarth there. Did the referee spot it? Don't think it's going to matter. Out front, Peter Kildemand again. Round the outside comes Ryan Douglas, hella Victor Palovaara. Carl Howarth, who had a little twitch at the start, he's in that deep stuff. I think he's probably going to get the run around the outside. here of Victor Palovaara. He's going to make it work, but Ryan Douglas is kind of on his line as well, and that's making it difficult. But he does eventually get the better of Victor Palovaara there. Had to work hard for that. Carl Howarth, he was almost on the Ryan Douglas on the line that Carl wanted to use. Still pretty condensed there at the back, but Peter Kildemand, great switch again. He's out front. Great use of the rider from Peter Schroeck. Peter Kildemand looking quick out front. From Ryan Douglas in second at the moment, Carl Howarth in third, but Victor Palovaara is on the pace. He's got a lap to go. Can he get back up? Can he get into that third place? Might just be a bit too much to do now, but I tell you what, Peter Kildemand, he's having a great night tonight. This is the Peter Kildemand we know. Another race win from him. From Ryan Douglas in second, Carl Howarth in third, and Victor Palovaara was in a point scoring position, just went backwards. But it does keep the home side in the lead as we move past heat number 10. First point on the night for Carl Howarth, but it was a win for Peter Kildemand. Another one, looking good, Peter. Ryan Douglas in second, Carl Howarth in third. Both had to work hard to get ahead of Victor Palovaara, who ended up in fourth place, failing to score 3-3, 31-29. The Spires just hold on to that lead, and again, still an 8-point lead on aggregate for the away side. So yeah, just a little twitch there, Carl Howarth. Referee didn't spot it, and I think at this stage the referee probably felt that it had hampered Kyle enough. Victor's in second there, but Ryan Douglas gets the run around the outside of him. And you can see what Carl Howarth's planning here. Yeah, Peter Kildman's already checked out, looking really fast. You can see here that Ryan Douglas is on that outside wider line that Carl Howarth needs to use with the momentum and the speed that he's got, but he just manages to get his front wheel over the top of Victor Palovaara into that third place. But let's talk Peter Kildemand. 2 race wins, 2 second places. He's having a great night, Peter, and riding really well tonight for the home side. So they did use that to their advantage. They've got themselves into the lead, but that 1 and 3 gate advantage now switches back to Leicester in this one, and they've got it for the next couple of heats. Can they turn that tide again, get themselves back in front? We're going to see Luke Killeen out in blue. Again, it is a reserve switch. Max Fricke off the inside, unbeaten so far, white helmet colour for Leicester. Charles Wright, paid 5 for him so far, red helmet colour off of gate number 2. Luke Becker, paid 5 for him as well. He's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3. And Luke Killeen really come to the party. He's a reserve switch for Peter Kildemand in this one. Paid 8 so far for Luke. He's going to be in blue off of gate number 4. Smiths of Bletchley, they sponsor heat number 11. So Peter Schroeck, he's doing well with his reserve rider switches and his rider replacements so far. He's getting a good response from his riders. And after that opening race last place, 5 points from 2 rides for the rider replacement ride. Both coming from Peter Kildemand, but Peter Schroeck's the man that's put him in there. And Peter's riding well, so 10 seconds until countdown on heat number 11. Charles Wright red, Luke Killeen blue, Max Fricke white, Luke Becker yellow, 31-29. We take to go up on heat number 11, and as is proving, great starts from the Leicester boys, but Luke Killeen's got his wheels in line round the outside. He's going to have to go big, he's going to have to commit. Will he get the run around into second place here? No, across comes Luke Becker, shuts that door as Charles Wright comes back up the inside of Luke Killeen. He was in the right place, he's looking fast out wide. He's got that line ahead of his teammate Charles Wright, but Leicester have stamped their authority all over this one with Max Fricke and Luke Becker getting himself up into second place. And gates 1 and 3, they're really trapping, really working. That's the gates to be on at the minute. And Max Fricke, he's out front looking comfortable, a lap to go for him. Looking fast out front. Luke Becker looking like he's got second place pretty much secured again, barring anything mechanical. Luke Killeen in third is riding really hard. You can see him trying, but just can't get up. And it is a 5-1 for the away side as they hit back with fantastic use of gates 1 and 3. Proving their worth, those 2 gates, that is for sure. So that lead 2 points switches back towards the away side, with Max Fricke taking his 3rd race win of the evening. Luke Becker with his 4th programme ride, picking up a Second paid win of the evening. Heat 11, 5-1 for Leicester. Max Fricke and Luke Becker over Luke Killeen and Charles Wright. That 2-point swing goes back in Leicester's favour, 32-34 after Heat 11. And again, just stamps their authority on that aggregate point as well. So from the tapes, it's just compounded, doesn't it? You can see it there. Great start from Luke Becker but just keeping on Luke Killeen. He's gone big. He's really got to commit here. He's out in that deep stuff, which is where Max Fricke is. So he's filling him in a little bit. And then with Luke Becker just coming across the front of Luke, he couldn't fully commit down that back straight and couldn't get himself up into that second place. And that was the tail of the heat. Nothing changed from there. Unfortunately, the homeboys couldn't get up to challenge. It's another point for Luke Killeen. Nothing but Charles Wright in that one. So look at the difference in gate stats there. 1 and 3 with 9 race wins to 2 and 4's just 2. And again, 42 points. Plays 24 from 1 and 3 versus 2 and 4. So yeah, it's really, really telling that. And in the next 3 heats, I would anticipate heat number 15, Oxford have got the pick. So they are going to go 1 and 3. So we've got 4 heats. Both sides have got 1 and 3 twice, so it's whoever can make that work. Rim change there. And Charles Wright's bike, just get a fresh edge. He'll be out again in heat 13. But that 2-point swing's gone back the way of the away side again. It's a close meeting, this one. It was a 41-49 scoreline the last time Leicester visited earlier in the season. So again, it was a close one. It went down to the last couple of heats, but Leicester just pretty dominant when it got to the back end of that meeting to get an 8-point win. So we're 32-34. The gate stats really, more so than many meetings here this season. 1 and 3 just proving it their worth. And again, this we just look at the scorers again. A couple of them jumping out. Max Fricke unbeaten so far. Great effort from him. Sam Masters just getting beaten the once. He's got 8 points on the board from his 3 rides. And then probably a shout out for Luke Becker, who's finished his night with a paid 8, which is a good return for him. A couple of paid wins in there and a couple of solid third places. No last places for Luke on screen there. And that's good form from a number 2 going into those important playoffs. No American Speedway Nations this year. It's a shame for him. Just have a look at the home side. Peter Kildemand, he's going to be the first name that jumps out at us. 10 points, 2 race wins, 2 second places. Great night for him. His reserve teammate, he deserves a shout out as well. Luke Killeen, 5 rides, 7 points on the board and a couple of paid points as well. And then Rohan TUNGATE with that race win. He's coming to the pie. Still obviously got another programme ride as well, but paid 7 for him. Tricky nights for Victor Palovaara and Maciej JANOWSKI. But again, that's been the tale of the season really. Not everybody has turned up on the night to be able to get more race wins and heat advantages and points on the board. Not a problem for that man there on screen, Max Fricke. He's been exceptional this season. Really turning into a Leicester legend. I've seen that on many of the forums and the Facebook chat groups. Really saying that Max is turning into one of those riders that will be remembered for Leicester. Scoring big from them. Obviously a Bellevue rider for many years as well. And I tell you what, if he can bring the title home to Leicester, he brought the Knockout Cup. If he can bring that double and that league title to Leicester, that will cement his place in there with the legends. Lee Wilson springs to mind from back in the day. Malcolm Brown, another famous name. All that Leicester Lions race jacket. So just a bit of water going down. Tractor and barrels are still out in preparations for the last 4 heats, the last 4 Spires heats. It was a big gamble to ride three teams, track 3 teams, and it's hard picking on paper. Again, Peter Schroeck said it in the opening of the show. On paper, these riders are all capable of winning meetings. It's just not happened for them, and it's proved really difficult to get that strength at the top end to get some meetings over the line. Again, because a 41-49 loss at home is not great, but against a side like Leicester earlier in the season, if you'd have just had another big hitter in there, might have just swung a few meetings in Oxford's favour, but they've just not been able to do that. But it was a big gamble, and you have to take your hats off to everybody at Oxford for gambling and going for those three teams. What it did do is it gave the top league a 7th team and allowed that to carry on as it was. And they're obviously still up for silverware in the Knockout Cup for the Cheetahs. They've got Redcar home and away. Redcar having a great season. They've got loads of meetings coming up, Redcar. So that meeting here, semi-final, is on Sunday. 5 o'clock start on Sunday. And we will be streaming that one. Oxford will be looking to get into that KO Cup final and try and get some silverware. And the Chargers, they've got one meeting to go up at Middlesbrough as well. Redcar, Middlesbrough, if they can get a victory there, they will take the Chargers, take the title in that National League, which would be great. 2nd time in 3 years for them. So still something for the Oxford fans to cheer and support. And then Douglas just taking time out. We're going to see Ryan in the next heat. That'll be his last programme ride. That'll be his 4th one. Our partner's Drew Kemp, and I think it'll be Drew Kemp. Both reserves for the away side. Drew Kemp and Joe Thompson both got one programme ride left. Depending on the scoreline, Joe Thompson's found it going a bit tough. He's been in the mix. He's been competitive. He's just not been able to hammer home a couple more points. Whereas 4 points combined for the away reserves. For the home side, 17. So the home reserves really turning up today. But when we just look up the order, only a couple of points for Victor, only 3 points for Magic. It's proved telling, really. But hats off to the 2 home reserves. They've done the business. And again, Luke's out in heat number 12. Peter Kildman's out in heat number 14. Magic's not had a great night. Would Peter Schroeck stick Luke Killeen into heat 14? Potentially. Joe Thompson's due out in heat 14. I'd see Drew Kemp in that one. Oh, Magic still in amongst it. He'll want to take his ride in heat 14, that's for sure. And of course we need to see a rider replacement out in heat 13 as well. No Eric Riss, we wish him all the best. His ongoing illness. No Richard Lawson running that R&R. For 3 programme rides so far for the number 1 of Oxford. The rider replacement, which is fielded a 2nd and a 3rd. And the last in heat number 1, so 5 points from rider replacement. Four race winners in the opening 11 heats for the home side. Just not enough to really back up what the reserves have been doing for the home team. So just a quick scan up to Sheffield. 42-24. Crikey, O'Reilly. So they're up to heat 11. Similar story. They're running toe-to-toe with us in terms of races. 42-24. Jack Holder unbeaten for Sheffield. Josh Pickering with a win in a couple of seconds. Anders Rowe with a couple of wins and a paid one. He's only dropped 1 point to an opponent. Anders Rowe at reserve. Chris Holder unbeaten. And Leon Flint with a race win, paid race win. And for the away side, it's difficult. Danny King with just 4 points. Although he has got a race win in his last couple. Jason Dorr just 4 points from his 3 rides, including a fall. A difficult night for Ipswich. They'll have to really brush that one off before they move in. They've got a bit of a break before they move into the playoffs. And they're such a strong side. They'll get Emil Saifunov back in at 1. So Drew Kemp and Dan Gilks. Obviously Dan's season was curtailed as well, which was a real shame from an Oxford perspective. But, go under the knife. Great to see him around the track still though. Popular figure. I'll imagine he's going to be in the thinking for Oxford again next year, depending on what happens with leagues and bits and bobs. So tapes coming back down. 4 heats to go on this Spires season. So yeah, hats off to everybody at Oxford for running this Spires team this year, giving it a go, giving 3 teams a go. And we don't know, we don't know really why they've brought that to a close. If they'd have had 3 really successful teams on track, with the Cheetahs in the playoffs, with the Spires in the playoffs, would it be a different story? Who knows? We don't know. But hats off to them for giving it a go. Again, it gives 7 riders more track time, gives them more money, gives us a few more streams. We've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. And I know all the team here at Oxford TV have. It's been great bringing you Top Flight Speedway. Who knows what's going to happen next year? I don't get involved in the chit-chat on social media. I stay well out of it. Everyone's got an opinion. Some say 1 league. Some say it'll still be 3 leagues. Some say it'll be down to 2, the National League and another league. Who knows? Who knows? Again, we seem to go in every AGM at the moment saying this is make or break. This is, go big or go home time for Speedway. I don't think that's the case. We've still got well-attended tracks. We've still got good support across the country. So there you can see on screen, blue helmet colour is Peter Kildemand, so he's in this one for Luke Killeen. So Peter Schroeck again has played that switch. He's done that a couple of times to great effect this evening. He's done it again here, so Peter will come out. 2 wins on the spin for him. He'll be looking to add a 3rd here, joining Rohan TUNGATE. Rohan TUNGATE, Rohan TUNGATE, Ryan Douglas, Andrew Kemp for the away side. So, but it is 2 and 4 for Rohan TUNGATE and Peter Kildemand. What can they do from there? Colin Perkins Property Maintenance, they sponsor heat number 12. The heat 12, it's going to see Leicester off of 1 and 3. Drew Kemp, yellow off the inside. Rohan TUNGATE, red, gate 2. Ryan Douglas, white, gate 3. And Peter Kildemand in for a reserve switch for Luke Killeen. He will be in blue off of gate number 4. So that 2-point advantage is back with Leicester. They've got the incredible gates tonight. It really, really has been telling. You can see it from most starts. As they enter the first turn, the boys off of 1 and 3 are in the ascendancy. Although we have seen a couple of race winners from 2 and 4. Max Fricke in heat number 5, he got the gate off of number 4, and it was Drew Kemp back start of the meeting in heat number 2. What can Rohan and Peter do from there? They both look quick, they both got race wins, they both got the capabilities to do that. 2 minutes are down, green light is on. Tapes go up on heat number 12 and into that first turn. Rowan's made a better gate. Keep an eye on Peter Kildemand. He switched all the way from 4, just can't get through into 2nd place. So Rohan TUNGATE out front, Peter Kildamand's out in the deep stuff. Ryan Douglas white, Drew Kemp yellow, they're packing into 2nd and 3rd. But keep an eye on Peter Kildemand. He's all over the back of the Leicester boys in this one. It's given Rohan TUNGATE the opportunity to get away. But I tell you what, we've got a race on here. Drew Kemp is looking a tiny bit uncomfortable there. Peter Kildemand is putting his back wheel out in that heavy stuff. Where that grip is, looks to cut back up and get a nice straight line. Oh, just comes off the throttle a tiny bit there going into 3. That'll bolt his run a little bit. And that early optimism, Peter Kildemand getting up, he's just starting to wane, just starting to drop off a little bit. He's looked quick, he's just not been able to get the line to challenge. But let's take nothing away from Rohan TUNGATE out front. He gets his 2nd race win of the evening, ahead of Ryan Douglas and Drew Kemp in 3rd. And you cannot knock Peter Kildemand for trying there, but just unable to make anything work in terms of the lines he was taking. But Rohan TUNGATE does the business off of the unfavoured gate 2. Well done to Rohan. So there is our confirmed scores. Another 3-3. Rohan TUNGATE with a win from Ryan Douglas and Drew Kemp, who packed in for 2nd and 3rd ahead of Peter Kildemand, who tried everything, threw everything, but just couldn't get himself up into a goal scoring position, point scoring position. So 3-3, 35-37, 75-87 on Hague. Another good win in terms of Rohan TUNGATE. Made the gate off a 2, got over the top of Drew Kemp, and just keep an eye on Peter Kildemand because he's the entertainment in this one, even though he ends up with no points. His front wheel then for a split second was in second, but Ryan Douglas got round the outside of him, and here again he shoots up between the two, Peter, trying to find a way through, and he looked quick, he looked like he was going to have enough in the tank there. Just as Drew Kemp came across, I think that was game over really for Peter. He's still chucking his back wheel out into that heavy stuff. Drew Kemp just comes across the corner there a little bit. So yeah, Peter was the entertainment in that one, but just could not get himself into that point scoring position. Oh, goal scoring, as I said earlier. And thanks for the entertainment though, Peter, but just no points. Ryan Douglas, he finishes his programmed afternoon with another second place. So it's probably not going to be a surprise to many. If I said to you now, who do you think is going to be in red in this one? A lot of you would probably go for Rohan TUNGATE, and you would be right. Rohan after 2 race wins on the trot. He gets that shot at heat number 13 alongside Charles Wright, up against the powerhouse Aussie pairing of Sam Masters and Max Fricke. Always look forward to a big heat 13. I love a heat 13, heat 15, and we're close. We're going to the wire. We've got 2-3 big heats coming up. There's only 2 points in it. I think we can, barring anything super spectacular from the home side, I think Leicester will probably go away with aggregate point. Again, the points really don't make that much difference to the league table, hence the reason we didn't show you the league table at the outset of the show. Oxford can't go nowhere. Leicester don't need to go anywhere. But yeah, the points will look better on the league table for whoever picks them up. So Oxford will be hoping they can add a couple to their tally. And Leicester, well, they've got bigger fish to fry, should we say. But with Ipswich losing as well at Sheffield, well and truly lost at Sheffield, I can say. I haven't seen him coming back into that one. So we've just got a small delay, obviously, because Rohan TUNGATE's got 2 back-to-back. He's our rider replacement ride, as we've said, so he'll just get a bit more time to get himself together. 48-30, an 18-point lead up at Sheffield over Ipswich. So the victory there is going to the home side. Let's see what happens here. Max Fricke on screen, always entertaining, always fantastic. Unbeaten so far, Max. To be honest, him and Sam Masters in this one. Sam's only been beaten once. They've got 5 race wins from their 6 heats and a second place. And it's having a powerhouse pairing like that gets you into playoffs, gets you into finals, wins your trophies. And so that has proved for Leicester this season. So the man in the middle, Jamie Lee, he spins the decks and the tunes for he's the sponsor of heat number 13. So rider replacement will be Rohan TUNGATE off the inside. 9+1 for Rohan so far, red helmet colour. Max Fricke unbeaten so far, white helmet colour off gate number 2. Charles Wright, disappointing last place last time out. He's going to be in blue off of gate number 3. And Sam Masters just dropped the 1 point. He's going to be in yellow off of gate number 4. So like I say, Jamie Lee Sound Enterprises. He can be booked. All his information's in the programme on our website. He's the sponsor of Heat 13. Was commenting that I was wearing shorts earlier on, Jamie, but I told him I am in the warm comms box, not stood out in the cool centre green. Temperatures definitely changed from earlier in the season. Me and Andy are still nice and warm up here in the comms box. Kinda. He's dropping. Temperature's dropping. We're still firming it with shorts. Well, I am anyway. And t-shirts. So Rohan TUNGATE, Charles Wright, Max Fricke, Sam Masters, heat number 13, 35-37, 7 seconds and counting on this big heat 13. Which way is it going to go? The next 60 seconds will tell us. From the tapes, 1 and 3 for the home side. Have they made it work? Rohan TUNGATE has. It looks like Charles Wright has as well, as he just drops his front wheel over the top of Sam Masters there. So Max Fricke and Sam Masters, they've got work to do. Rohan TUNGATE out front, Charles Wright in second. lots of work to do for the away side as the three bunch up at the back a little bit. Max Fricke just looking up the inside of Rohan TUNGATE, but he should have that line, Charles Wright, around the outside, and he does hold on to it ahead of Sam Masters and Max Fricke. It's Rohan TUNGATE out front again. He's really turned his night round here, Rohan. Out front, looking good, looking fast, aiming for his third race win on the trot. And I tell you what, with 3 heats to go, and probably a gate 1 and 3 to come in heat 15, this could be a really big heat for the home side. Rowan's looking fantastic. Charles has buffered back the attacks of Max Fricke in second, and he's going to hold on for that second place and a 5-1 Charles Wright, with Rohan TUNGATE ahead of Sam Masters and Max Fricke. And again, what might have been is what a lot of these Oxford fans underneath me are going to be saying. What might have been if these two could have done this consistently all season, but they're doing it now. Let's enjoy it while it's happening. 5-1, Rohan TUNGATE, Charles Wright. Rohan and Charles both come round to take the applause. Big 5-1 for them over Max Fricke and Sam Masters. Max Fricke gets beaten for the first time. 5-1 to the home side, and that 2-point swing comes back the way of Oxford, 40-38. Happiness is, as we move into the last 2 heats of this meeting. One for the older crowd there. Happiness is 38. Happiness is 40-38. So, 5-1, TUNGATE, Wright, Fricke, Masters, 40-38 as we move into the last 3 heats. 2 heats, sorry. 2 heats. And again, 1 and 3 just proving from the tapes. Here we go, great start. Max Fricke is in the mix there. Sam Masters looking to get that cut back up the inside, and I just didn't know there whether he'd get the better of Charles coming into the turn. But then Charles rides the right line. He's out there in that deep stuff, just maybe looks up a tiny bit there. But Max Fricke can't get the better of him. And Max did push him all the way. Sam looking up the inside there, probably was his front tyre was in second place for a millisecond there. But Charles Wright did extremely well to hold off the charging Max Fricke. Again there, just gets back over the top of him. Brave move there to make that stick. But when you know you're doing that to a rider of Max Fricke's calibre, you know he's got the throttle control and the ability to knock that speed off if he needs to. But he held on, another 5-1. Third 5-1 of the night for the home side. I'd have to rack my brains and flick back through some programmes to see when the home side did get 3 5-1s, when Oxford got 3 5-1s in a meeting this season. There's not been many occasions as they found they're going a bit tough. But like I said, let's enjoy now. And the Oxford fans in the stadium and watching, because they're doing the business tonight and they've got a 2-point advantage. But that 1 and 3 gate has gone back to Leicester. Are we going to see Drew Kemp or Joe Thompson? Just looking across to the pits, we haven't got a reserve out yet for the away side. You can see Carl Howarth in white, Peter Kildemand blue, and Maciej JANOWSKI's getting his 4th ride. And I imagine it will be Drew Kemp. And yep, I can see from my vantage point that is Drew coming out. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So we're going to see Drew coming out for Joe Thompson. So heat 14, AEW Mobs, Building Supplies, our sponsors, Carl Howarth. Tough night for Carl. 1+1 white helmet colour off the inside for Leicester. Peter Kildemand, great night for him, blue helmet colour off for gate number 2 for Oxford. Drew Kemp coming in for Joe Thompson, reserve switch, 4+1 for Drew, yellow helmet colour off for gate number 3. And Maciej JANOWSKI, 3 points from his 4 rides so far. He's going to be in the red helmet colour off of gate number 4. So I did just wonder whether we might see Luke Killeen in for Maciej JANOWSKI in this one. But in a rider of Magic's calibre and quality, you know he can jump off of the gate and beat everybody and anybody. And that's what Peter Schroeck's going to be hoping. With 2 races to go, 2-point advantage to the home side. This is heat 14, the 2 minutes are up. Let's go racing for heat number 14. Peter Kildemann's got in between the 2 lines there. But will Drew Kemp come around the outside? Yes, he does. Time for Peter Kildemand to come to the party again in this one, as he looks to use the outside line and go big following Drew Kemp's run. Kyle Howarth on the inside. Peter Kildemand continues that run around the outside. Can he make it work? He still will carry that speed around the outside of Kyle Howarth. 1 down for Peter Kildemand. 1 to go. Can he get up to challenge Drew Kemp? Plenty of speed from Drew Kemp as he comes across the start-finish line. to lap 2. Carl Howarth looking back up to the inside. We've lost Maciej JANOWSKI. Not a great night for him. Maybe Luke Killeen might have been the way to go, but hey, hindsight's a wonderful thing with a lap to go. Drew Kemp out front, looking in control. I'm not sure Peter Kildaman's going to have what it takes to get up and challenge here. Nah, Drew Kemp's really pulled away down that back straight to take a great victory for him. Peter Kildaman got that second place just over Carl Howarth on the run to the line. But it is a heat advantage for the away side, and that levels everything up. 42-42 as we go into the last one. Good win for Drew Kemp. (4-2) to Leicester in heat number 14. Drew Kemp took the checkered flag from Peter Kildaman, who worked hard to get the better of Carl Howarth, with Maciej JANOWSKI failing to meet that checkered flag in last place, engine failure. So 42 points apiece. The aggregate point is well and truly in Leicester's locker, but we're going down to the wire in terms of the meeting result. From the tapes, giving up Peter Kildaman because he gates in between the two boys here, but he just finds himself in that mid-track where you're picked off from the inside, you're picked off from the outside. But what Peter does do is he goes in big, gets out into that deep stuff where Drew Kemp is as well. Fair play to Drew. But Peter then just keeps the momentum, keeps the speed, goes into the corner deeper there than Carl Howarth. That means here he's just got that run and that speed, wheels in line, over the top. Doesn't drop it on Carl Howarth, but he gets into the corner and just comes over the top of him. And that's the second place secured. But fair play to Drew, he got his head down, rode a really good line, and did enough to take that checkered flag. So again, it is 1 and 3. They're proving their worth tonight. Great gates compared to 2 and 4. 11 wins to 3 across the heats we've had so far. And you can see the points. Well, gate 2's offered points. It's been difficult off of gate 4. So Oxford have got the pick coming into this last one. So you'd be a crazy betting person to bet against them taking 1 and 3. So I think that'll be the way that they go. Who they will use remains to be seen. Rohan TUNGATE has been brilliant in his last couple of rides, Rohan. That's for sure. So we're just going to get the runners and riders. As soon as we get them, I will let you know. I think it's going to be Rohan. Three race wins on the trot from him. I can see him and Charles there in blue, is it? Is Charles coming back out? It would appear he possibly is. Trying to fill my programme in, as well as look at the screen, as well as look over to the pits. Sure, I've missed a couple of riders' points off here. Hopefully you're keeping up at home better than I am. Let's give Drew Kemp his 3. 2 race wins for Drew tonight. And Carl Howarth with another point. Difficult night for Kyle. Would have wanted a lot more than that, that's for sure. Eagle-eyed amongst you. Carl Howarth's got his coat on. Not his night tonight, Kyle. Drew's got his coat on. As we scan back towards the pit gate, I think we know where it's going to go. There's Luke Becker chatting away. So it's just what helmet colours. And I think when we get back to the pit gate here, I'm going to get there. There we go. Who can we see? Ryan Douglas in yellow and Max Fricke in white. Charles Wright in blue and Rohan TUNGATE in red. So no surprises with Rohan and Max Fricke. I think Ryan Douglas or Sam Masters probably could have got the call. But it is Max and Ryan for the away side, and yeah, Charles Wright getting the nod. He's on 6, paid 8. For the home side, it's never going to be Victor, never going to be Magic. Well, we come into the heat with 4 riders that have all taken the checkered flag. They've all had race wins, they've all looked fast. You can see Max Fricke has gone straight into gate 2. Ryan Douglas off of gate 4. She's going to see Rowan off of 1. And Charles off of 3. As soon as they get round, we'll give you that official lineup. We'll get our graphic up on what is a Heat 15 sponsored by ROWE Motor Oil, and it is our last Spires heat for the time being. And that last heat is going to see Rohan TUNGATE in red off the inside, paid 13 so far. Max Fricke, Leicester, gate number 2, white helmet colour, 10 points for him. Paid 8 for Charles Wright, blue helmet colour off of gate number 3. And Ryan Douglas, 8 points for him, yellow helmet colour off of gate number 4. So it's been an enjoyable trip with the Spires. They've worked hard to try and cement a team in this top league. But we will say goodnight to them, and like we said earlier on, it will just see them confined to the history books for the moment, the archives, along with the Rebels and the Silver Machine. The Cheetahs will obviously carry on, as will the Chargers next season. So one big Heat 15 to go. Rowan's had possibly his best night of the season, which is great to see. Pleased for him. And Charles can go out on a winning note here. He's had been involved in a couple of 5-1s. Followed home his teammate on 2 occasions. So here we go, Heat 15 of the Spires, ROWE Motor Oil Premiership, 42 points apiece. If it's a 3-3, we're going to get a super heat. Great start from Max Fricke to get over the top of Rohan TUNGATE, but keep an eye, blue, Charles Wright, at the inside, Ryan Douglas. Just about to say we could end up with a 3-3 coming into turns 3 and 4 here. We still might as Ryan Douglas comes across the corner. Max Fricke out front, Charles Wright second, Ryan Douglas third. If Rowan can get himself up into that 3rd place, or Charles can get himself up into that lead, we could end up with a super heat to finish our season. That would be the way to go, but as Max pulls away out front, and Ryan's pulling away from Rowan in 3rd, it looks like we're not going to get that excitement. It looks like Leicester are going to take the win on the night, which I have to say is going to be really disappointing for the home side. Leicester deserve it as much as Oxford tonight. Could have gone either way, but with 2 turns to go, the Spires are going to end on a sad, unfortunate defeat. Win for Max Fricke. Charles Wright just holds on to 2nd place from Ryan Douglas, with Rohan TUNGATE at the back. So what might have been, but we've had a great meeting, close meeting, good speedway, some overtaking. Leicester just show they had enough across 1 to 7 in the end. Max Fricke only dropping a couple of points in that 5-1 reverse, so all 4 riders come round to take the applause. But it is a 4-2 for the away side, with Max Fricke taking the victory ahead of Charles Wright from Ryan Douglas, with Rohan TUNGATE at the back. 4-2 to Leicester. That gives us a final scoreline and another defeat, sadly, for the Spires on their final appearance, of 44 points to the Spires, 46 for the away side. Here we see it from the tapes again. You can see Max, he made a great gate, Max. And just here I thought it was going to even out. Rowan up the inside and then Charles booming around the outside, but then Ryan Douglas just comes up the inside and just unsettles Rohan TUNGATE. That pushes Rowan probably where he didn't want to be at that stage, because Charles was already out in that deep stuff, coming off a 4, and that messed Rowan up. And yeah, Ryan Douglas kills our super heat. So a couple of the boys coming around just to do a lap of honour, but it is it's a disappointing defeat in the end, unfortunately. But let's quickly go around top to bottom on the Leicester side. Just dropping those 2 points, 13 points in total for Max Fricke. Out and out number 1, great performance from him. Luke Becker, we picked up on that earlier on, 6 + 2 for his 8 points from that number 2 position. Good to see him back and riding well, Luke Becker. Ryan Douglas, a win in there. 5 rides, his tally of 9 points. Carl Howarth, not his best night, he won't be happy with that, 2 + 1. From that number 4 berth. Sam Masters, again, he probably would have wanted a bit more, but 8 points from his first 3 rides and the last place in Heat 13. Drew Kemp with a couple of solid wins down there at reserve for his paid 8. and Joe Thompson. Again, Joe in his rides, he looked competitive, looked fast. Picked up the 1 point from his 3 rides, so 46 in total for the away side. And for the home side, well, a couple of scores are going to jump out. That one being one of them, Victor Palovaara, just 2 points from those 3 rides. Great night for Rohan TUNGATE, just couldn't get the better of anybody in heat 15. 12 plus 1 for Rohan. Magic, disappointing, 5 rides, just 3 points. Need more than that from that engine room from him if we're going to get victories over the line. Charles Wright, paid 10 points and 2 paid win, 2 paid second places and a couple of second places contributing to his 8. And down at reserve, that's the success story tonight, I think, as well. Peter Kildemand with 12 points from those 6 rides, just 1-0 in amongst that lot. And then Luke Killeen, always entertaining, always 100%. 7 paid 9 for Luke. That's a great way for him to end his Spires season. So scored well at reserve, but just those couple of positions up the order that cost the Spires dearly tonight as they lose 44-46 to playoff finalist Leicester. And again, the aggregate point goes the way of the Lions as well. But I think the Spires fans here and watching at home can be proud of that effort tonight from the majority of riders. They all dug in, they all had a good go. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. So, from Oxford TV and the Spires this season, from Rob and Eloise on camera tonight, Laura sadly not here this evening, Paul earlier on in the season on cam as well, myself, Lee Kilby, Andy production and producing. Thank you very much. No Laura tonight as well, which was a shame. Thank you very much for tuning in all season. It's been great. We've still got another one to go on Sunday, of course. That'll be the last Cheetahs meeting as they take on Redcar, so tune in for that one. But from the Spires, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on live here or watching on the stream on Sunday. Thanks. Good night, everybody.